we go. Everybody here. What's up, guys? Oh, there's Raj too.
Whoever wants to do that. Alright, awesome. And this is a map of Syria, actually all of the Middle East, and the website Us vs. Them asked 65 Pentagon officials where Syria was on the map. This is their results. Only about 57.7% of them got it right. It's kind of staggering statistic. To stop this confusion, today I'm going to talk about the specifics of the war in Syria. Over the last few weeks, I've been looking at news articles, online sources, and radio reports in order to compile a brief report for you guys here today. I'm going to go over the background of the situation, including the Arab Spring. Then I'm going to go over the different groups fighting in Syria. And finally, I'm going to go over why it's important to us as Americans. But first, before we go into specifics, I'm going to look at the big picture. So first of all, we have the Arab Spring. The Arab Spring started in December of 2010, and it's a revolutionary movement that started in a lot of the Arab countries, including Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, the Yemen, Bahrain, Syria, Algeria, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Morocco, and Sudan. It's part of the Arab Spring. It was to free the different states in the Middle East from oppressive governments left over from the Cold War and communism. Markedly, the Arab Spring used social media and nonviolent protests to get what they wanted, and mostly worked, but some of the protesters were met with violent opposition. As for Syria, the main fighting started in, although the unrest started in early spring of 2011, the real fighting started in late summer of the same year. So for the different parts of, So as the fighting started, several groups started to form, the first of which is Bashar al-Assad's Syrian army. So Bashar al-Assad, who is the legitimate leader of Syria at this point, his army controls about 30 to 40% of the territory in Syria, and then about 60% of the population. They've committed about 8 of the 9 known mass killings of the war, the other one done by the Free Syrian Army. The Free Syrian Army is the People's Revolution, composed of defectors, military officials, and volunteers. And then also the al-Nusra Front. The al-Nusra Front is a group of extremists, and they represent about 25% of the fighting force in Syria. And they have serious ties to al-Qaeda, and have been acting as a stabilizing agent in the area. However, the Free Syrian Army is mad at the al-Nusra Front because they've been taking things that belong to Syria, such as factories and tanks and munitions, and selling them off to other countries. Right? So those are the different groups. Oh, also the Syrian National Committee, or coalition, is basically the head of the Free Syrian Army. They're based in Turkey, which is the country of the north, and they are working to move on to the next government. Right? So those are the different groups, but, and we know that there's lots of violence in these types of countries, but why is it important to us as Americans? So according to a CNN interview with a geopolitical strategist and an ex-soldier turned political analyst, the fate of Syria has serious implications in the U.S. economy, our gas prices, the stability of the Middle East, and it's a strategic foothold against the fight against al-Qaeda, which is our #1 enemy. Also, as to humanitarian reasons, the U.S. has been providing food, shelter, and medicine to this country in hopes that it will be able to regain or make the transition to the new government. It's a very complex issue that ties all of us together. So, I've gone over how the Syrian war began, who was involved, and why the government says that we should care. Everyone should be thinking about such a serious issue as this. It costs people their lives, and it's very well connected to the U.S. foreign policy. Us as civilians of the United States should be concerned about what our country is doing, and the only way to make the correct solution in this situation is to think critically about it. I hope that I've explained my topic well to you, and now it's up to you guys to figure out what to do with that information.
Oh, yeah, they're all still here.